So obviously one of the biggest success stories for the year recently has been the revival of Ferguson shipyards after it suddenly appeared as if it was going to completely collapse and destroy sort of the last remnants of the shipbuilding heritage of Inverclyde. How did it feel to be involved in that process?
Well, first of all, also when the yard, when the announcement came that the yard was going to close, I think it was a big shock for all of us. Now, there had been issues, also at Ferguson for some time, but when that announcement came, it's fair to say that our community were rocked, to say the least. I was asked to go on the task force by John Swinney, and I took up the offer. And during that process, it was clear to see that how much work that the Scottish Government had actually put into to helping the yard in the past. Now, I knew much of what actually had happened in the past because of my involvement as an MSP for the last 8 years, but also before I was elected. Because I've actually been in and out of Ferguson's for many, many years. And in fact, my father, that was the last yard he worked in before he sadly passed away. And even going back further than that, I played the pipes and I piped at many of the launches at Ferguson's when I was a boy and when I was a teenager. So it's a yard that means a lot, certainly to me, but also to many people within the community. So when John Swinney asked me to go into the task force, I gladly accepted. You saw the amount of work that went on, you saw the level of dialogue that had actually taken place between the Scottish Government and also between Inverclyde Council and the administrators, the shop stewards and all the politicians. But then that had to continue, and it did. Now I'm not going to say that there weren't a bit of party politics were played at times, and they were, not by me and not by certainly not by the SNP, but by others. But nonetheless, what's actually transpired from what was a terrible situation, bear in mind this is 86 people who were just told that's it, your jobs are finished. That was actually a year ago around about this time. So to go from that position of being in the depths to where we are now, there are now more people working in the yard as compared to before it closed. Huge amount of vision and work that's underway to transform the yard, as well as also since then we've been given the third of the hybrid ferries, which is tremendous. I piped at the launch of the first of the hybrid ferries a couple of years ago, so I'm hoping to be piping at the launch of this one as well in December of 2015. And obviously Ferguson's, they've got a number of tenders out there, including the two Calmat ferries that are out at the moment as well, so they're waiting for information on them and also other pieces of work. But the situation at Ferguson's now is just fabulous. There's a vision, there's a will, there's a drive, and there's a huge ambition to turn that yard from what really is a working museum into a shipyard for the 21st century, one which will compete globally. And in the workforce now, there's a potential for that to not just double or treble, but even more so than that, if they can secure the work that they're aiming for. Because it's not just about building ships anymore. It's building ships, fabrication, and it's about other industries as well, like sort of renewables, to say just a couple. So they've got huge plans, huge ambitions, and you know what? See for Inverclyde, see for Port Glasgow, it's fabulous. It's great for our economy, it's great for the people, and it's great for this whole sense of actually we still build ships. And I firmly believe, after I met the the managing director, only a couple of weeks ago, and I firmly believe that by the time I leave this earth at some point in the future, Ferguson's will still be going strong. And I absolutely have that fundamental belief after what I heard a couple of weeks ago. And it's going to be great for our economy and great for the people of Port Glasgow and the Greenwich and Inverclyde constituency.